Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing okay. Today, we talk about a new topic, which is fluency and conversation. So stay tuned. Hello, everyone, again. So this is quite interesting, and I am very happy that I could actually make this a new video today, which is a live video. I hope everyone is doing well, and I don't know if we've got a couple of people watching right now. I'm not sure, but apparently we've got a couple of people watching. But let's just wait for some comments before we start. I'm not sure about YouTube. I'm just updating it right now. It can be a little bit slow on YouTube for some reason. I don't know why. I'm trying to look into that. To be honest, I'm trying to look into that. But apart from that, today's topic is going to be very interesting. It is a very interesting topic, and I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about fluency and conversation. I've been I've been looking into few different groups, okay, a few different groups, and I noticed in these groups that um, some uh, members of these groups, they tend to ask a lot of questions. Okay, most of those questions are um, what is fluency and how can I speak English properly and how can I become a better English speaker, understand, or speaker of English, if I may. So we hear these questions a lot from people, especially those who just started learning English from the beginners. And I want to help them out. I want to do my best, yeah, and try and explain what those areas are, because it can be a little bit vague for so many learners of English. How do I learn English, or how do I learn fluency, right? Or speaking skills? Because I see this, and I've seen yesterday one guy who just he said, I've seen this guy yesterday. He said, give me 1 minute. Yeah, that. So I've seen this guy yesterday who has said that he wanted to learn speaking, to understand that he knows a lot of words, and he is familiar with most of the words in English language. However, he did not know um, how to use his speaking skills. So I'm going to address this issue today. I'm just waiting for a few comments, or just to know that you guys are here with me and I'm not talking to myself, right? And I'm not talking to myself. If I know that, then we can go forward and go on with the video. Because sometimes it might take time for people to actually um, come and listen and be part of this. I'm not sure why isn't it working on YouTube, to be honest. It's getting very, very low on YouTube for some reason. I'm not sure. I'll just perfect. So, so apparently, fluency and conversation, right? So to be able to master the proper techniques to become fluent in English, and fluency is very important in English, especially if you are learning English and you want to have a career, right? If you want to go for an interview, if you want to speak to native speakers all the time. You have to have that kind of fluency so that you can maintain a conversation, right? You can never maintain a conversation if you're not as fluent as you're supposed to be. And it can be frustrating, it can be a little bit hard for so many people to understand fluency or become fluent in English. However, I am going to teach you these proper techniques today, and I will let you know how to um, beat this fear, yeah, how to beat this fear, if I may say, of speaking in public or talking to people all around you. You understand? So it's going to be an interesting session or class or lesson, or call it the way you want, and I hope you will enjoy it. Okay, and I hope you will enjoy it. So let's start off with the first slide. Okay, I'll just go through with this video. If you come in late, you can always pop in and make a comment. I don't mind. So let's talk about the starter. In the starter, I want to speak about tongue twisters. Okay, I want to speak about tongue twisters in the starter. What are tongue twisters? Tongue twisters are very important, let's say, tricky sentences or long sentences, complex sentences that exist in English language, and they help you twist your tongue. Or, in other words, they help you straighten your tongue because your tongue is already twisted speaking your native language. Okay, so remember that your tongue is already twisted speaking your native language. And in order to straighten your tongue, in order to make your tongue or get your tongue to get familiar with English language, you have to use these tongue twisters because they are very fun, and they are good as well. They help a lot, right? Remember that English language, as I said before in previous live videos, it has we've got four paths in English language, right? The first one is listening, we've got reading, we've got writing, we've got speaking, okay? And when it comes to speaking, you have to have a better tongue. You understand? You have to have a better tongue. Your tongue needs to be straight, and you need to get familiar with the language spoken. Okay? If you are a native French and you speak French fluently, that's because that's your tongue. You understand? That's your native language. Okay? So you speak that language every single day. And every single time. Hello, Abdurrahman. I'm not sure if you can hear me, Abdurrahman, or not. I don't know, Abdurrahman. I don't think you can hear me. I don't think so. I don't know, Abdurrahman. It's just because it's getting late on YouTube. For some reason, I don't know why. But it's okay. It's okay. I hope this won't happen next time. I didn't want to stop this and then do it again so that it works properly on YouTube. But apparently, people on YouTube are going to watch this late. All right. So, but it's okay. It will help everybody anyway. Okay, whether you watch it with, right away live, or you watch it later on when I'm done. Okay, because I'll be talking about the same points, the same topics anyway. I just like to have a conversation with you guys, and I like you to interact with me and ask me any questions. You understand? I'm here for you. So, apart from that, let's just move on and talk about tongue twisters one more time. All right. So these tongue twisters, as I said, they help you become a better speaker. How do they help you? Because they get your tongue, you understand, to get familiar with English language or with any other languages. Do you understand? We've got tongue twisters in all languages all over the world, not just in English. That's something that you need to know. And obviously, you have to get familiar with the language by learning first its tongue twisters. Can be challenging, trust me. I've got one here, for example, which is bitter butter, bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter bitter. But a bit of butter will make my butter better. Do you understand? So you can do that. You can use the glottal stop if you want to speak phonetically, you can use the glottal stop if you want. The glottal stop is basically the that you hear in English language, which is like but, better. Do you understand that or football or water? Do you get what I mean? So this is called the glottal stop phonetically, and it is not the tongue, it is proper English. Do you understand? It is called the glottal stop, and it has rules and everything. So don't get confused and think it's just some fancy way that people use to talk to others. Now, let us forget about this for a minute and let's just say it again to understand. So Bitty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter bitter, sorry, but a bit of better butter will make my butter better. Do you understand? So you can repeat it so many times in order to, and it sounds the same, butter, bitty butter, to get me, but it's not really. These are different words that you can look for and you can learn as well, right? So this is a very good tongue twister, which is known by so many people as well. You can use this tongue twister if you want with people that you know. It is very interesting and it is a very nice tongue twister, right? So let's move on and talk about another tongue twister. Okay, we've got plenty of tongue twisters, by the way. You can use all of them. I'm just giving you here a few examples so that you won't get confused. Okay, I'm just giving you a few examples so that you won't get confused and that you know what are these tongue twisters. All right, the second tongue twister is actually very fun as well, and I like this one because it can be a little bit tricky even for native speakers, because it is challenging to understand, to say it in a fast way. So how much wood would woodchuck, okay, let me say it again. So how much wood would a woodchuck, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, how would chuck he would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Do you understand? This is such a good one. So you can actually learn this tongue twister as well. This is an interesting tongue twister. I like it. I like this tongue twister a lot. It is very nice. So how much wood would a woodchuck, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, he would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood, right? So try to say it multiple times, and if you learn these tongue twisters by heart, it will actually help you a lot. Right? If you learn these tongue twisters by heart, it will actually help you a lot, right? Because these tongue twisters, as I said before, and I say it one more time, they will straighten your tongue. They will make your tongue familiar with the language. They will familiarize your tongue with English language in general, right? So make sure you use these tongue twisters. You learn them by heart if you have to, or if you want to. I don't mind. Right, so that's quite interesting, and I hope you like that as well. Let's move on to the next slide, which is about reading. Okay, the next slide is about reading, and when we talk about reading, I want you to understand that I'm talking about reading in a way that can help you become fluent in English. Okay, reading in a way that can help you become fluent in English. To do that, you have to embrace the new technique that I'm going to teach you. So reading is indeed important in English language. I mean, no questions asked. But the first thing that I want you to do when it comes to reading, if you want to help yourself become fluent in English and a better English speaker, you have to read small, easy texts first. So always start with small, easy texts. You understand? Regardless of the fact that your English language is very good. Do you understand what I mean? Regardless of that, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're trying to get you to become fluent. We're trying to get your subconscious mind, right, to throw and push as many words as your subconscious mind can to your conscious mind, so that you can use them when you talk to people. You understand? This is what we're trying to do here. So it's something psychological. We're not trying to do something that you can notice within a day or two. We're trying to do something that you will be able to understand and comprehend after a period of time. Let's say a week, regardless of if you do it every single time, then it's going to be a week. If you do it, you understand, sometimes, then it's going to be a month. So these techniques that I'm teaching you, you have to start, building up to them and start with them every single day, so that you get better results. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to say here. So start with small text. I'll give you an example in the next slide regarding small, easy texts, not something very hard, or to get, something very simple and very easy as well. So let's just say that and go to get to figure out the proper punctuation or pronunciation, of the difficult words. There are difficult words indeed, okay, 100%. There are always difficult words, yeah, when it comes to English language. Even when you're reading a small text, there are difficult words, right? Even when you're reading a small text, there are difficult words. Now, what I want you to do is try to get to understand those words and how they are pronounced. And because it is a small text, you will only people, and it's called, because you don't need to rise yourself, your subconscious mind, say, and speaking skills together. You have to is to that can help you a lot. It is quite you have to try it and then to, which is okay. So you amazing people to go in and start asking questions, which is nice and good. I've got these pineapple very interesting comments, and it would help me. And I know you're thinking, with my skills, will listening help me with my interesting question that so many learners of English ask? And to answer you, yes, listening will help you, because listening trains you. Before you speak, you have to train your ears. As I said before, you've got two ears and one tongue. Train the ears of speaking the words. You can use those words. Very simple and very easy. Now and then, and make a few comments and talk about a few things. All right, so I'll do that. Let me start the video. And I hope you can hear the video. I'll see if you can hear the video or not. You can't hear the video for some reason, but I don't know why. For some reason, you cannot hear video. Just give me a minute. Oh. Okay, let me try this out. Nope. Not working. Not working. I don't know why. Alright. Not working. The video is not working. And we cannot fix it now, probably. But it's fine. So the video basically speaks about, or talk about what the video talks about. The video speaks about bullying, okay, and that it is bad and it's not good. Do you understand? I wanted you to listen to the video so that I can teach you a few techniques along the way. But it's okay, no problem. We can just skip listening for now and talk about something else. And then we can come back to listening some other time. Okay, no problem. It's okay. These things happen, and they happen to me. Trust me, they don't happen to other people. So let's just put that aside. So here in this video, I try to explain few techniques throughout listening, because listening can help you learn English as well. And if you, as I said before, use your ears properly, you can use your tongue properly. All right. So you've got specific organs that you need to familiarize them with English language. To do that, you have to read, familiarize your eyes. You need to get your eyes familiar with English language. You need to train your eyes to understand, to read the words. All right, you need to train your eyes to read the words. So many people, by the way, English learners, they can read words that are not written or spelled in a correct form. You get what I mean? Words are just jumbled around and they can read them. Why? Because their brains can actually understand the word without them being spelled correctly, which is a very interesting fact. So apart from that, though, apart from that, let's talk about the fact that let's talk about the fact that we have uh, our eyes and our tongues and our ears to understand, to train in English language. Let's talk about this for a minute, because this is a very interesting fact that so many people get to forget, right? That we have to train our organs, these organs, to learn English language. So many people think, oh, what do you mean by training my ears? What are you talking about, mate? What do you mean training my ears? What is that about? Do you get what I mean? Yes, you have to train your ears. And to do that, you have to listen, right? To do that, you have to listen. This is what to do if you want to train your ears. You understand? So that's number one, for example. That's number one, for example. So these are the these are the proper ways, as I said, to learn English language. These are the proper ways to learn English language: to listen properly, to speak properly, and to read properly as well. And speaking speaking is also very important, and that's why we're having this today, to learn about fluency and different speaking skills. I was just checking here on different groups to see if I was allowed in, you understand, for my live video, but apparently I'm not allowed in. I'm not allowed in for some reason, but it's fine, it's okay, it's fine. um you know can be a little bit it can be a little bit frustrating when you try to do something like this just to help others. You get me? It's just for one reason, for one purpose, helping others. But it doesn't happen every single time. Let's check the comments here. No comments. Go back here and check the comments as well. Right. Yep. So um that's the thing with listening. Okay, I've said these things multiple times before, but yes, live videos are dedicated to everyone and anyone, be it a beginner or a an advanced learner, to understand. So since the video doesn't work, let's talk about, sorry video, let's talk about the technique that I've taught you before, which is talking to your own self. But this time I have brought something else to the table. I want to teach you something new. Okay, I want to teach you something new, plus talking to yourself. So start conversations with yourself. I said this before. Use the technique I spoke about before in my other videos. If you don't know about that technique, please go back to my other videos and try to learn about that technique. If you want me to mention it, please write it down in the comments below. And then what you need to do after speaking to yourself and using the technique that I've spoken about, or that I developed throughout the years, learn complete sentences and use them in specific situations. This is very important, and this is very good as well. We have spoken in the previous live video about idioms and about proverbs. Okay, we've spoken about these two, and these two are expressions and phrases that people use throughout the day. Okay, so I have said before that you can use these terms, okay, that you can use idioms, you can use proverbs and these expressions if you want to talk to people, like training cats and dogs, stop beating around the bush. Do you get what I mean? So there are so many expressions and phrases and idioms and proverbs that you can use to help yourself speak English properly and become fluent. And here I say learn complete sentences to use them in specific situations. I give an example. I don't know what to do. What would you suggest? This is a complete sentence that you can learn by heart. If you are in a weird situation, you can say, I don't know what to do. What would you suggest? Try to learn the way or the proper way to say this sentence, right? I don't know what to do. What would you suggest? I don't know what to do. What would you suggest? Say it multiple times. Try to say it again and again and again, and it will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. Trust me, it will help you a lot. So what I'm trying to say here and what I'm trying to make you understand is that learning these languages by heart is going to help you out. Is going to help you out. That's it. It's going to help you out, and it's going to help a lot. Trust me, it's going to help a lot. Learning these sentences by heart is going to help you a lot, and you can use these sentences. You can use these sentences to talk to others around you. Right? If you're in a weird situation, you can say, I don't know what to do. What would you suggest? If you want to pick something up and you don't know if you want to pick something, for example, you want to pick shoes, or you want to pick pants or a shirt or whatever, glasses or whatever, and you don't know, I don't know what to choose. What would you recommend? Do you get what I mean? Learn the sentence as well. I don't know what to choose. What would you recommend? Right? I don't know what to choose. What would you recommend? Try to say in a fast way. That's how you get fluent. That's how you get, in a sense, to train your subconscious mind. It's all about training these organs. It's all about training them. Whether you can see these organs or not, you cannot see subconscious mind, but you can reach it by training the subconscious mind. You can not reach the conscious mind, but you can reach the conscious mind. The conscious mind. You cannot reach, but you can basically reach your ears, and you can teach your ears every single day through listening. You can reach your eyes and you can read every single day and train your eyes through reading. You can speak every single day and train your tongue through speaking. Do you understand? And this is why I'm telling you it is helpful to start with the organs at first. Okay, it's helpful to start with the organs at first. So don't sit there and think that, oh my God, learning the dictionary by heart is going to help me in my English learning path or journey. No, it's not going to help you. Learning the dictionary is not going to help you with anything. But learning the proper ways to teach or train your organs, that's what's going to help you become a better English learner. All right, so, or learner of English, if I may. So I've given you an example here. There are plenty of other examples that you can use as well. Plenty of other examples, trust me, that you can go through and learn as well. And learn them by heart, please, and use them in your conversations. So let's talk a little bit about conversations. First of all, it was fluency in our conversations. Let's talk a little bit about it. And when we talk about conversations, we have to get familiar with few techniques and several steps as well. So the few techniques that I want to teach you when it comes to conversations and want to pay attention to them is when people ask you some questions, I've heard a lot of people answer them differently. I've given examples here. John says, do you like my new suit, Jim? Jim says, oh yes, I do. And I underlined do, okay, with John and Jim. I underlined do because you don't say yes I have or something else. No, you say yes I do, because do is used in the first sentence. Okay, the question is asked by do, you need to answer yes I do. The second example, Mark says, have you seen my new suit? And Genesis says, oh yes I have, not yes I did, not yes I do, yes I have. All right, so remember this, please. This is the most important rule when it comes to conversations, because conversations are dialogues, right? We talk to people and people talk to us back. So we hear them, when we listen to their questions, and then we answer them. When we listen to their questions, you need to know the question starts with the verb to do, we have to answer with the verb to do. If the question starts with the verb to have, we have to answer with the verb to have. Okay, so we have to get familiar with the proper way of answering and asking the questions at the same time, because this is what conversations are all about. Do you get what I mean? There are plenty of other mistakes that people make, by the way, when it comes to this. But I'm sorry, because this is not about those mistakes, but this is about fluency and speaking skills, and just to give you an idea of how to teach your subconscious mind and how to get your subconscious mind to understand what are the proper ways, right, to learn English language properly in a short period of time, right, in a short period of time. So so apart from that, conversation can help a lot. Okay, conversation can help a lot, and in order to start a conversation, you have to know what you want to talk about. You need to know what the conversation is going to be about, right? And start conversations with native speakers. Be friendly. You understand? Be friendly. Don't try to be subjective as well. Be objective as much as you can when you talk to people, because objectivity will open the doors for understanding. You cannot just become subjective and talk to people from any subjective perspective. People will hate that. They don't like it. They don't like you to say, I like it, you should do it. Do you get what I mean? No one likes that. But people admire the person who says, I don't like it, but it is one of the best movies. Do you get what I mean? People admire that person. People do not admire the person who says, no, 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 don't watch it, I didn't like it. So what? You didn't like it? It doesn't mean that I wouldn't like it. So conversations, when you start them, try to be objective. Sorry, that's all I'm saying. Try to be objective, because if you're a subjective individual, then I don't think the conversation is going to go well, right? I don't think the conversation is going to go well. No one likes a subjective human being, except for a subjective human being. So, or even a subjective human being wouldn't like subjective human being. Trust me. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying this, but you never know. Whatever. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, correct me. Write a comment. You can't. I don't know why. So, moving on. So let me move on to let me move on to types of sentences. Types of sentences is the last slide that I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about types of sentences. Very interesting, though. Very interesting. What do you mean by types of sentences? So many people, they like to learn conversations, but they don't know what are types of sentences and how to address the type of sentences. So type of sentences, the sentences, these are declarative sentences. Okay, we've got declarative sentences, we've got imperative sentences, interrogative sentences, exclamatory sentences. So I will try to explain each and every one of them sentences, and then let you know what each and every one of them means. So a declarative sentence is basically a sentence where you express your opinion. Okay, you declare something, you express your opinion, you declare something. I want to learn English. I want to go to the beach with you. I want to watch a movie. I want to eat. Do you get what I mean? So it's declarative. You're declaring something, or you're expressing your opinion, you're sharing something with others. That's what we mean by the declarative sentence. You have to get familiar with these sentences and know what they are before you even use them in conversation, right? And when you're familiar with what the sentence you're using falls into, then you are fluent, you are speaking properly. Do you understand? Oh, I don't need to make a declarative sentence here because he asked me a question, so I need to get what I mean? So you have to become familiar with these statements and these steps and techniques, because it is important. You cannot move forward without understanding them. English language is not just by watching movies and listening to music, to get what I mean, and think, oh my god, that's it, I've learned English, I'm good at it. No, you're not. You're not good at English language if you do not know these. Do you understand? If you do not know these. And native speakers are not the best English, the best speakers of English. Do you understand? I mean, let's just put that out there for people. I don't care. I don't care if you've heard if you've heard it differently from other people, but it is the truth. Do you get what I mean? It's because they make a lot of mistakes and it doesn't make sense sometimes, because not everything they say is grammatically correct, and they study English just like everyone else in the world. Do you get what I mean? And that's why, but that's why everyone studies the native language. Do you understand? If you are a French, it doesn't mean that you're very good at speaking French. Your French might not be very good. Do you understand what I mean? If you are talking about grammar, I'm not talking about fluency and whatever. Do you get what I mean? If you are an Arab native speaker, you will not, to understand, be even able to understand a little bit of a short poem. Do you get me? So understand that it is fine to be bad at your own language, and it's not really fine, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying it's fine, or you go, oh my god, he said it's fine. Okay, I can be bad at my. No, it's not fine, but it is not okay, all right? Not okay. It's not okay. You have to learn the basics of every single language out there. Do you get me? Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Arabic, French. Do you get me? English, Spanish, right? Learn every language and learn all the aspects of those languages if you want to become a better speaker and fluent in those languages as well. So let's move on to imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are basically sentences where you give a command or request something. You understand? So please stand up, for example. If you want to tell someone to stand up, or if you want to tell someone to shut the door, to get I mean, if you want to, so it's fine. You can do that. You can say that, no problem. You can do that, no problem. It's okay and it's fine. What else? Let me give you another example. Imperative sentence: command or request. Please stand up, please shut the door, please eat your food, please stop staring at me. To get me, please stop. So these are imperative sentences, and we use them a lot in English. Are short sentences sometimes. Now, interrogative sentences. What do you mean by interrogative sentences? Interrogative sentences can be very interesting. Interrogative sentences can be very interesting. I will give you an example of an interrogative sentence in a minute. Just let me do this quickly. There you go. Yes. So interrogative sentences are questions. We ask questions and we say, do you like me? Do you like this? Do you like my phone? Um, um, do you like my new job? Do you get me? Do you like my new job? Do you like my phone, as I said before? Do you like this lesson? So you're asking questions. This is interrogative. You understand? You have to be familiar with this, guys. I'm telling you, you have to be familiar with this. Now, exclamatory sentence. What's an exclamatory sentence? It's a sentence where you have or you express great emotions, surprise, anger, happiness. You understand? You show great emotions like happiness. Oh my god, that's amazing! Exclamation mark. Right? I can't believe you're here! Exclamation mark. Go away! Exclamation mark. Do you get what I mean? If you're angry, to show the reader that you are the reader, okay, that you are happy, angry, excited, whatever. Do you get what I mean? So that's it. Are you trying to express an emotion? That's why it's important. That's why it's good to show that you're trying to express an emotion. All right, an emotion. So that's why it is important. Apart from that, let me just say these are the four types of sentences in English language. There are no other types of sentences. These are the four types of sentences: declarative sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. These are the four types of sentences. You can write examples in the comments below if you like, or if you want to. And even when I'm not here, you can do that. That's fine. It's always fun to do that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about language and how it functions. This is very important. Functions of language are very important, okay, and how it functions, because linguists throughout time, they try to talk about language and how it functions. And for you to become fluent or to become a better speaker of English, you have to familiarize yourself with the fact that language can change, and language is flexible, and language is communication tool that gets people to complete one another. You get what I mean? It might not make sense now, but it will when you travel to a country that you don't master its language. You get what I mean? You will never understand what people are talking about. And when you're sick, you want to go to the hospital, you want to go to a meeting, you will not know what the people are talking about. You get what I mean? Only then you will understand the importance of language and what are the functions of language. You understand? And these functions of language, they are similar in all languages, right? They are similar in all languages, or almost all languages, if I may, because sometimes in Chinese or other languages, it can get a little bit, it can be sometimes different, you understand? But because some languages are very old, you understand? They're very, very old and they didn't change, right? But it's fine. They didn't change that much, is what I mean. But it's fine. These functions of language are very interesting, and there was this linguist. His name is Geoffrey Leach, who has spoken about these functions, and there are 5 functions, as he said. There are 7 functions, other linguists say, but Geoffrey says that there are 5 functions. So one of them is language can be informative, which means sometimes we use language and we give information to others. You understand? We give information to others. We say, "Oh my God, look at that house! It's amazing." Do you get what I mean? So you give information to others, and when you do that, you are being informative. To understand, informative, and it's very important to become informative. And to be informative in English language, you need to know, and you need to differentiate between these functions to know what you're doing right. You get what I mean? It's very important. You can't just ignore the fact that language has functions and then move on to something else, like learning the words in the dictionary, or just watching movies, listening to music, and thinking, "Oh my God, I'm a better English speaker." You're not. You're not if you don't know um, how you're speaking. Do you understand what I mean? Not what you're speaking, but how you're speaking. And to know that, you have to learn these functions. I don't know if I'm making sense to you, but I think once you understand that language can be informative, it can be directive. Language can be directive, as Geoffrey says. It can be directive in a sense. You can direct people, give people comments, like we said here. Uh, um, Shut the door. Do you get what I mean? Go there, sit down, stand up, don't do it, do it. Do you get what I mean? Directive, you direct people, you give people directions, you tell them what to do and what not, you comment people, you give them comments, right? So this is very important, directive. And also, a language can be phatic. When we say phatic, we're talking about the fact that sometimes we talk to talk. We don't talk to make sense. Sometimes you're sitting with your friend and you ask him a question, "Hi, how are you?" And he says, "I'm doing well." And you, and then you say, I'm good, I'm all right." And then you say, "So, what's up? How's it going?" He says, "Nothing much. What about you?" "Yeah, me too. It's okay, nothing much." And then he says, "So, anything new?" Do you get what I mean? So you start repeating the same questions just to keep the conversation going. Whenever you're talking to someone, you're trying to keep the conversation going, that function of language is called phatic. Do you get what I mean? It's called phatic. That's what phatic is, trying to keep the conversation going, right? And as so many other literally figures says, like Harold Pinter, whatever, like language is meaningless and it doesn't make sense to us and whatever, like someone Bickett and whatever. You get what I mean? They said that language is meaningless, doesn't make sense. But again, this is a different topic. To understand, this is a different topic, and I like this topic because it is interesting. When it comes to language, it is interesting. Language is something that defines us. It's something that brings out our identity to others. You understand? And it's something that we use to get in touch with different words, different cultures. You understand? Language is very important. That's why this topic is very interesting, if you may. But it's fine. I don't want to bore you with all the nonsense to understand of language is meaningless, whatever. But let's just focus on this and let's talk about the fact that I am extremely handsome. Not really, that was a joke. So, so smooth. That was very, very smooth. So, um, let's talk about let's talk about other functions of language, or aesthetic. Language can be aesthetic. For example, what we mean by aesthetic, we mean people can use language to um, people can use language to brag, poetry, for example. If you're talking to me and you're rhyming every single sentence, do you understand what I mean? You're making a rhyme every single sentence. I want to go away, not because it's my birthday, but I really don't know what to say. Do you understand what I mean? If you're making a rhyme in every single sentence, then you're trying to show off. You're trying to tell people my language is very good. You get what I mean? And so that's why some of the functions of language, it can be aesthetic as in poetry, right? As in poetry, for example. So these are some functions of language, and you actually can find these functions anywhere and everywhere. By the way, you can find these anywhere and everywhere. And something else as well, that you need to pay attention to is that you use these functions of language every time. You use them. You use informative language, you use directive language, you use static language, you use phatic language, you use expressive language. You express yourself. Expressive function is one of the functions as well that Leach has spoken about, and it's when you express yourself to others, when you speak about your feelings, when you say how you feel, when you express yourself, when you give your opinions. You understand what I mean? That's when you are using a different function of language. So once you get to differentiate between these functions, as these linguists said, you will be able to familiarize yourself with the basics of language, right? And any language out there, not just English language, right? So once you do that, you can open up a new door for your subconscious mind, and you can start, pushing those words and those ideas and those sentences and those phrases and those idioms and those proverbs and those texts and those, to understand, words that you've learned, pushing them quickly to your conscious mind. And once you do that, you will talk to people freely. You will speak, to understand, the way you want, when you want, and where you want. To understand, you don't need to think and translate in your mind. No, you don't need to do that. You just speak because you want to speak and you want to express yourself and your opinions. You don't need to translate words from French to English, Arabic to English, from Chinese to English, Japanese to English, from Chinese to English, to get, I mean. But in fact, you think in English and you talk in English. Thank you so much. See you next time. Peace. Would be amazing if I ended it right there, right? Would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be a very nice note, like at the end. You get what I mean? Oh my god, there you go. Whatever. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Really, this was very, really, really fun. This was really fun. I liked it. I loved it. I love the fact that I've done this today. I don't know why, but I don't see. I didn't interact with my fans, with my learners on YouTube. Unfortunately, I've done this on a completely different platform, which is fine. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do it again. All right, I'll do it again next time. Soon enough. Soon enough. I'll do it again soon enough. But apart from that, thank you so much for being here. You've been amazing. You are great people, and you are amazing people. Um, that's what I want to say. Thank you so much. Um, and see you next time. See you next time. Check out my website, www.academialab.net. Right, there are different articles there, different poems or whatever. You can check them out if you want to. You can leave comments there as well. You can leave comments here too if you want to. On my YouTube channel if you want. Academia Lab always. Academia Lab all the way, all platforms, right? So check me out, talk to me, send me a message, send me a private text if you want me to talk about something in specific. If you want me to, make another live video about something that you struggle with, you find difficult to understand, I can do that for you. I don't mind. So just let me know. So thank you so much, guys, for this opportunity, and I hope this will help a lot of people out there. Thanks a lot. Cheers.